Welcome everyone to a new special bit. The one randoms of some projects we love from you. It's me, and they need some photos and that's about you.
Hey everyone, it's Adam from Adam's Awesome Projects, and today in this video I'm going to be going over some airbrushing tips for some model builders, and also I'm going to be talking about some new tools we're going to be trying on some of our models we're going to build in the future. So without further ado, let's get straight into our airbrushing tutorials. Okay, so our first step for airbrushers is to show how to clean an airbrush. So rather than spending a fortune on an airbrush cleaner from your hobby shop, what you can do is you can fill this jar with water, put the cap on, make sure it's tight after screwing it, connect it to the airbrush, and then choose your favorite setting right here with this little cone shape, and then press it down until everything is out. You might also want to disconnect the jar from the airbrush and clean the hole right here, because there's a little hole right there that connects to the jar. But once you have an airbrush that just sprays out air and no more paint, that means it's in good condition and ready to go. Okay guys, so what I have right here is a Tamiya Stud 3 model. And I'm using this model for demonstration on airbrushing correctly on scale models. So what I'm using is XF24. This is dark gray, and I'm spraying the model with like a mist effect. And when you're airbrushing, you must have a compressor at all times. It should be plugged in. Otherwise, it will not go on unless you have it plugged in. So the best way when airbrushing is to have the airbrush a few inches away from the model, so that way it will not get too close. So if your paint is too thin, it will spiderweb. And what I mean by spiderweb, it will shoot everywhere. Remember in the Panther build I had over the summer, how there was spiderweb? And that was pretty bad. Okay guys, so I want to give you another tip for cleaning your airbrush rather than just filling it with water. What I also highly recommend is that you soak it. So you're going to take the jar and the lid and soak it in warm soapy water and let it get everything inside it. And also, you want to also do the actual airbrush itself. But be careful though, because if you accidentally get water, it's not gonna work properly. So always talk with your parents about this if you're an airbrusher, and see what they suggest at all times, because you don't want to ruin your airbrush, because airbrushes are very expensive. So I want to thank you all for watching my tips on how to keep your airbrush in good condition, and also how to clean an airbrush, and also how to use one in general. So before we go, I do have some tools right here. I do have ones that I bought from yesterday and one that I've had before. So what I've got right here, this is Humble's Clear Acrylic Gloss Varnish. That's for gloss varnishing over models that were spray painted with acrylics, but I've never tried Humble's Clear Gloss Varnish, so I definitely want to give this a try. And also, I have some putty. This is Tamiya's white putty. This is for, you know, filling in gaps, and also I bought that also at my local hobby shop as well. And I've never tried Tamiya's putty. I do have one that I'd never showed you before, and I'm not going to show it today. I'm going to show it later though. But I also have another product that we might also be using as well, which I have right here. This is the Mark Fit, Tamiya's Mark Fit. Of course, you've seen me use it in the Panther G build, but we're still going to be using that as well, and as well as the extra thin glue. I mean, Tamiya has made a lot of good products though, so... Well, that's all I have to show you right now, guys. So, if you really like this video, you can subscribe by hitting the red button, give it a thumbs up, and also make sure you rate, favorite, and comment as well, guys. This is Adam from Adam's Awesome Projects. Bye.